up and going. So I'm live over there on YouTube, and y'all, my lighting, I've been fighting with this, so just whatever, right? So if you know show business, right, the show must go on. And if you've never done show business, do your own show. I highly recommend it. It's something you totally should do. So who am I? I'm Pastor Garlinda Price. I'm the broker and owner of Fusion Properties, LLC. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm also the CEO of Launch It 30 Days to Greatness, Six-Figure Success with Biblical Principles. I'm so excited about those of you that I have the honor of coaching currently and those of you that will coach me in the future. So if you like the content that I'm sharing and the things that, if you like what I'm putting down, right, you can coach with me. You can purchase my books and all that jazz. And I have an upcoming e-coaching program, so you can subscribe on my website. And when you subscribe, then I'll be able to notify you once that program is up and ready to go. I should have the e-coaching program finished by next week. And what is even e-coaching, right? So shout out to my sister, Dr. Patrice Carter. She has an e-coaching program where she'll teach you how to create your own e-coaching program. Or you can DIY, do it yourself. She'll walk you through how to do it. I do the same thing. So, hey, Teresa over on YouTube. So the e-coaching program, Hey Apostle Cravon, that I have is where you can coach on your own schedule. So like if we do one-on-one coaching, that goes from 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, or 12 weeks. But if you do e-coaching, you can go through the exact same program for less money. You can pay in 4 payments, which you can do that with any of the programs anyway. And you have a year to complete it. So I want your autograph. You're so silly. I need your autograph and some whole training. So God bless you guys. I hope y'all are having a beautiful Wednesday. So today I wanted to get on here to talk to you about how to grow a referral-based business. That was something that when I started in real estate, I thought was super important. I saw people that had referral-based businesses, and I was like, man, I wonder how they got to that point, like how they got to that place. So I happened to my second company before I opened Fusion, which was years ago. Hey, Amy, we're talking about how to grow a referral-based business. So when I was at the second company where I was, the Lord led me to before I opened my real estate firm, they talked about how to lead generate, right? Everything was about creating leads and lead generating. Because if you have a business and you don't have leads, you're out of business, right? I used to hate it when my real estate coach would say that to me. And I've had three real estate coaches in my 14-year career. And each one of them said the same thing. No leads, no listings, no buyers, you're out of business. And I was like, I'm not out of business. I can call anybody I want, right? Anytime I want. And they were like, well, do you have a deal today? In other words, who's going under contract for a listing today and what buyer is going under contract today. If you don't have anybody going under contract today, if you don't have any names to call, people to contact, you're out of business. So I want you to ask yourself that question today. Are you in business or are you out of business, right? Because our only job as business owners is to make rain, right? So I'm using real estate analogies. This is any business, right? This is in any business I've ever owned, even the brands I own now. We have to generate leads. That is your only job. So if you're doing something other than lead generating, then you're not growing your business, right? And I'll give you an example. So in order to grow a referral-based business, which is what we're talking about today, you have to have a source of leads. You have to have names and people to contact. But where do they come from? Where should those names come from, right? And the whole purpose around wanting to grow a referral-based business is not so your business can necessarily be on autopilot, but so it's easier. It gets easier over time. And then if your business is almost at 100% referral-based, you don't have to then be hustling and grinding to look for clients. But what I will share with you is initially it's going to be a hustle and a grind. Right. So when I started out, I knew that, okay, if I implement the strategies, which I'm going to tell you today, if I implement these strategies to grow a referral-based business, how long will it take me? And I didn't focus on the time. I just wanted to know how fast could I do it. Right. And all of it is going to be based on relationship building. So it's not going to happen you can get referrals in 30 days, but to grow 100% or 90% or 80% referral-based business is going to take you at least 1 to 3 years. Right. So the first year, it's going to take you time to fill your pipeline because you got to be putting people into your pipeline every single day. So we're going to talk about that, right? The second year, you're going to continue to nurture and grow those relationships and continue to add names and people. The third year, after you've continued to nurture, grow the list, and love on and be warm and fuzzy with that database of people, the third year, you're going to start to receive an influx of referrals. The fourth year, the fifth year, and as long as you stay in contact with them a certain amount of time during the year, they're going to continue to send you business, because at that point they're raving fans, right? So I'm blessed that right now I have a friend that called me the other day. I'm helping her cousin, who is like her aunt, look for properties, and she called me the family realtor. Like, that is, it makes me want to cry to think about it. But I literally, in their family, I think I've been blessed to help 4 or 5 people in their immediate family purchase property, buy homes and sell homes. And one of the people I've helped 2 or 3 times, right? So from that one relationship, and I'm going to tell you how I grew that referral based business. It was one message I sent her along with a whole bunch of other people, and she didn't have a need for my service at the time. But when the time came up, I had top of mind share, right? Then she referred me to that family, and that family referred me to everybody else. So how can you build and grow a referral based business, and how can you get top of mind share? You're going to need to do 32 touches, right? So 32 touches over 12 months. 32, you're going to need to touch your clients 32 times within a 12-month period. And you may say, well, that sounds like a whole lot of touching, right? So first, you got to have a list of people that you're going to reach out to and that you're going to call, right? I need you to make a list of 100 people. I think I've said this in all of my videos. I'm going to repeat it in my videos. If you coach with me, you're going to hear me say it. If you read my book, you're going to hear me say it. You need to start with 100 people. You don't need 100 people to necessarily grow a referral database or a referral-based business, but that's where you need to start. 100 people that know you, like you, and trust you. And then every day I'm going to tell you how you're going to add to that list. Okay. So start with your list of 100 people. And then you want to categorize the people on the list, A, B, or C. A is someone that needs to do something today, right? They have a need for your business or service today, and you know them well, right? B is someone that has a need. The B category is someone that has a need for your service within the next 60 to 90 days. The C category is somebody that needs your services 90 to 120 days. You don't need anybody beyond C, right? Because that's 6 months, right? So you need to get paid today within the 30-day category, but you need to have a list of 30, 60, 90, 120 days. Why? Because life happens and things happen where all of a sudden people have a need for your service that they didn't have before, because they either had a birth, they had a death, they had a marriage, they had a divorce, they had a new job, they had a relocation. There's something changing in people's lives every 6 months, right? So whenever a life event happens, my lamb chop is on here. He's probably not listening, but he hit the live so it can look like he's on here. So shout out to my lammy, Pastor Marvin Price Jr. I love you. God bless you. So everyone has a life event every 6 months, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is. I'm believing God is always good, right? So just because the person is on your list today in the C category, something could happen in their life that immediately takes them over into the A category. Okay. So you need to be the last man standing, like we talked about on the last video, as the person that has top of mind share when they think about the product or service that they're looking for. Okay. So 32 touches. What do 32 touches look like? And if you're just joining us, welcome. Hey, Ebony, we're talking about how to build and grow a referral based business. Okay. So there are multiple ways to do it. Some of y'all are going to say boo hiss because you're going to think it's old timey and dated. What I'm going to tell you doesn't matter. It still works. I don't care if you think it's old timey and dated or not. The basics still work. So when I say it, don't hang up. Right? Try it. I like, what's the Lord say? The Lord says, test me in this, right? So I'm going to tell you, test me in what I'm telling you to do and see if it'll work. Okay. So you got your list of 100 people. You've categorized your list. Hi, Daryl. You got your list of 100. You've categorized A, B, or C. You need to touch them 32 times. What can 32 touches look like? 32 touches can look like a handwritten card. Your hand is going to be tired if you want to build a referral-based business. And why do I say handwritten cards? You can use send out cards if you want to, although I don't recommend it. Nothing against send out cards. The reason you want it to be in your handwriting, this is your business, right? So you need to take some time to stand out from the crowd and make it something that no one else is doing. And I can assure you, nobody and their mama is writing a handwritten note. I'm going to give you an example. I need to get a sheet of paper because I'll forget stuff. So just to make notes for myself, because I'll just keep talking and want to say stuff and I'll forget. So with the handwritten notes is how I built a 6-figure real estate business, right? And you may say, well, I'm not doing that because it's old timey, right? It sounds like an old timey thing to do. So handwritten notes built my 6-figure real estate business. It continues, it cemented me in the mind of other people. Why? Because they were like, oh my God, I can't believe you sent me a handwritten note. I still send out Christmas cards. I can't believe you sent me a Christmas card. Now, mind you, I have my mom sign the outside of the envelopes and mail them off. I'm not doing that part, but I handwrite Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, whatever it is. Hey, Malika, to my clients every year that are in my sphere of the people I still market to in my database, right? I send them a handwritten holiday card. So if you're someone that's not sending out Christmas cards for your business, start there, right? Well, now Christmas has passed. What's coming up? St. Patrick's Day. What's coming up? Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, graduation, all these different holidays. So what I want you to do is think about adding handwritten notes to the people you've already done business with. The handwritten note, you can go get a whole little container of them from Walmart. Don't go to the Dollar Tree only because you're not going to get enough. You're going to run out of them and you have to keep buying them. So if you go to Walmart, there's a whole case of them and they have different colors, different patterns. The envelopes are included. They don't use gel pens very well, so get a magic marker or a regular ink pen to write it with, just because I love these gel pens and they don't work on those notes. And these come from the Dollar Tree. So when you send out the handwritten cards, you're just going to say, I was thinking about you, and insert your business card. On the card, you're not asking for business. On the card, you're just saying, I was just thinking about you, especially for the person that did business with you, that you sold something to, or that referred you a client, or that you want to do business with. Let me write myself a note, want to, because that's something happened really key when I did that. I wanted to do business with someone. Okay. So when I was sending out the handwritten notes, people were excited. They would text me back and say, oh my God, thank you for the Christmas card. Oh my God, thank you for the holiday card. Oh my gosh, whenever I get ready to do something or hear of anybody doing something, I'm going to send them to you. What did that do? It gave them a warm and fuzzy. It gave me a warm and fuzzy, but it made them think, wow, she's different from everyone else because I'm not getting a handwritten card. I've kept every card my brother has ever given me. I've kept every card Marvin has ever given me. We've been together 33 years. I've kept every card my children have given me, and I've kept every card my mother has given me. Not necessarily because I wanted to hold on to all of them, but because I felt guilty throwing them away. So when you send someone a card, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to throw it away. They're going to feel guilty, right? Unless it's a holiday card, they're going to feel guilty putting it in the trash, but they're going to keep your business card. Okay. So that's number one. That's how I built a 6-figure real estate business, was handwritten cards. It still works. 2 examples. I needed some business. I didn't have a current client that I was working with at the time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to generate some listings, right? And I was thinking at that time, I wanted to try to do a wholesale deal. So if you're in real estate, you know what that is. That's just where you try to buy the property from the seller, get it under contract, and then sell it to someone else to sign the contract. And then they go on to closing with the property, right? So I had sent out, I think it was 10. And one person called me back. So when I went over there to see the house, it needed more work than I could potentially do, right? And I was like, okay, Freddie and Jason been living here. I can't do it, right? But I said, well, ma'am, I'm not able to purchase your home, but I would love to help you sell it. You know, if you're interested in putting it on the market, listing it for sale, I'd love to help you with that. She said, okay, well, I would. It had been her mother's house, right? So we put it on the market, and what I did was, it was priced so low, I paid each side, my side and the buyer's side, in dollars instead of percentages. If you know about real estate, you get paid in percentages, right? So I put it in dollars. So my part of a $20,000, I think it was a $21,000 house, I was going to make $3,500. It sold within 2 weeks, closed within 2 weeks. So one postage stamp cost me 55 cents. I sent out 10 cards. So I spent $5.50 to make $3,500. Tell me a handwritten card that you can't tell me it doesn't work, because I've done it for 14 years. So it works, right? So if you're thinking, how am I going to set myself apart and grow a referral-based business? You've got to get top of mind share. And when people think spa, when people think technology, when people think skincare, when people think hair care, when people think, name your product, cakes, pies, cookies, books, whatever it is, when they think of that item, you need to be the person that comes to mind, right? So that was the second person. I mean, I've done it multiple times. I'm just giving you kind of top examples I can think of. There was, sorry about that, my phone was getting ready to die. There was a company I wanted to do business with, a local nonprofit. They own properties and they didn't have a realtor, and I wanted to be able to list all their properties, right? So every holiday, I would send a handwritten note card to the executive director. And he would just kind of disregard it. I don't think he ever even brought it up to say thank you or really acknowledge it until one time I got the idea to stick gift cards in there. When I had some extra money, I bought Subway gift cards, $5 gift cards, and I stuck them in on the handwritten cards, and I sent them out to specific people I wanted to do business with. So he called and said, I cannot believe you sent me a Subway gift card. Eat fresh, right? I think that's their slogan. So sent the Subway gift card. It took me 3 years of sending him handwritten notes. And now I'm their only realtor. Like, I've had their business for the last 10 years. Anytime they think about buying properties or land, they call me. Anytime they think about selling properties or land, they call me. One year, I remember we did 5 deals within 2 months. It was Christmas time. And he was like, you can ready to get paid. So I was able to help them buy 5 properties that within a month. And then another year, which I think was last year, I was able to help them sell all those properties. So the same 5 I helped them buy, I helped them sell those same 5 properties. Handwritten cards work. How do you build and grow a referral-based business? Set yourself apart and be the person sending them a handwritten card. Well, how do you know when to send a handwritten card? Well, one, if these are people that you're in relationship with, I want you to reach out to the list of 100 and say, listen, I'm putting together a really special list of people, nothing spammy, nothing like that. And I just want to be able to send them a card every now and again. Be honest, right? It ain't got to be something janky and weird, right? I'm going to be sending out cards, birthday cards, anniversary cards. And so I'm updating my database, right? I just want to update my database and make sure I have your address right, and make sure I know your birthday, make sure I have your anniversary. And then, you put it in your phone, right? Or you put it in your computer, or if you're old school, get an address book. I'm a paper girl, but however you want to keep up with stuff to build and grow a referral-based business, that's what you want to do, right? So we've talked about the 100 people, the ABC categorizing of the people, why it works. So for the first year, hey, Benita. So it's going to take you a year to really build a pipeline and a funnel of clients. And so what I want you to do is have a realistic goal that it takes time to build a referral-based business, right? Because what happens is we get in business, and then when people don't want what we have, it doesn't seem like they need what we have, we don't take into consideration that the timing might be off. It's not that they won't ever need it, right? It's just not right now. So we're talking about, how do you get top of mind share? A handwritten note is going to get you top of mind share. So 32 touches, what does that look like? I want you to print off or fill in a non-traditional calendar. There's National Lipstick Day, right? There's National Alien Day. There's Heart Month. There's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. There's St. Patrick's Day. There's National Pizza Day. There's all these non-traditional holidays that give you a reason to reach out to people. So if you're thinking, wow, I haven't reached out to some of these people in a while, they bought from me and then I fell off the face of the earth and they never heard from me again. A lot of times that makes us feel kind of weird about reaching out to them, right? But when I was at that company that I was at before I opened the firm, they taught all this stuff on lead generation and being a rainmaker, right? A rainmaker is the person that brings the leads in. And then sometimes they're also the ones that work the leads, or they're the ones that feed the leads to their clients, to their agents or their team, right? So you have to become an excellent rainmaker for yourself. And if you have a team, for your team. So that was the other thing that they did. And so we used a non-traditional calendar, and we didn't feel guilty. This is how you can reach out to people and not feel guilty about it. Or if you feel guilty about it, know what you're going to say. So let's say I've not spoken to Amy since Jesus was a baby, right? Well, Amy hadn't called me either. The phone works both ways. The email works both ways. Text works both ways. So why should I think that Amy's even been thinking negatively of me because she hasn't heard from me? Amy's not thinking that, right? Amy's busy growing a conglomerate and doing whatever Amy's doing, right? So instead of us having the mindset that I haven't spoken to them in so long, they're going to think it's weird. I think from the perspective that they're going to be excited to hear from me because I'm excited to talk to them. So I could reach out and say, Amy, I know it's been a while, and I want to apologize to you that it's taken me so long to reach out to you. How are you doing? Right? And I can go right into my forward speech, and we'll teach forward on the next, I'm gonna write that down on the next video. But that's family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, right? Amy, how's your family? How's work going? What are y'all's plans for the weekend? How's that grad school program going, right? That's forward. It's just an acronym for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And when I'm talking to her, Amy, I apologize. I've not reached out to you in so long. Forgive me. Life got in the way, girl. I've just been busy, right? But I wanted to let you know I'm still in real estate. I'm still helping people buy and sell houses. By the way, who do you know from work or church that's looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate in the next 30 days, that I could reach out to? She may say nobody. Okay, well, Amy, by the way, girl, when are you looking to move? I know you just bought that house, but it's time for a new home, right? She may start laughing. Or Amy, when are you looking to move? That's the same script I've used forever for 14 years, helped me earn my first 6 figures and be consistent earning that in real estate. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm telling you that these are little things that made a huge impact in my business and will make a huge impact in yours. So call the people that you haven't reached out to that bought from you before. And that way you're not reinventing the wheel. You're growing a referral-based business. Stay in contact. It's easier to work with someone you've already worked with than to create a new person, to get a new client, right? So reach out to the people you haven't spoken to in forever that have done business with you and say, I know it's been a minute. And maybe don't ask for anything when you initially reach out. Amy, you know what? I was just thinking about you today. Just wanted to see how you're doing. You can take the chicken route and send a text, even though I recommend the phone call. You can take the chicken route, send a text. You can take the chicken route, send an email, right? You can send a handwritten card and then follow up with a phone call. But that's something that I would recommend that you do. Okay. So reach out to your past clients. I wanted to write that down so I don't forget something. Okay. Reach out to your past clients. How else can you go about building a referral-based business? Work with people that are that have a relationship with the clients you have a relationship with, right? So in real estate, I have a relationship with the home inspector. I have a relationship with contractors. I have a relationship with lenders. I have a relationship with the attorney's office, right? I have relationships with plumbers, electricians. So who do you have comparable relationships to where you all share the same avatar? You share the same client, right? So who do you know that you share a client with or that does something that is a compatible business or comparable business to what it is that you do, right? Let's say you sell jewelry. Well, who sells makeup? If you sell jewelry, who sells clothes? If you sell jewelry, who sells skincare, right? If you sell jewelry, who sells bras and undergarments? I'm saying that because I know Benita's sister-in-law sells bras, right? So what is a comparable business to what it is that you do that person would say, I can send business over to you and I want you to begin to stay in contact and connection with them, right? So let's say that I have a heating and air and I do. Shout out to Mona Powell. So she has Leonard's Heating and Air, Leonard's HVAC. She's an investor, right? She has Flipping Is for Girls. Follow her here on Facebook, but she owns a heating and air company. So I can reach out to Mona and say, Mona, who do you know that's looking to buy a home? Have you come across anybody? And she's referred me her workers, her contractors. She's blessed me to let her, she's referred me to her sister, right? And she has other realtors that she could reach out to, but it's because she and I created a connection and we have a relationship, right? And so whenever I need HVAC service or HVAC work done, I'm going to send them to Mona. I'm going to call Mona. And so think about that. So when you start sending business to them, they're going to start sending business to you, and you all can work compatibly together to build this synergistic relationship, right? So think about all the vendors and the people that you know that, or other business owners that you can collaborate with, right? That's how you're going to build a referral-based business. So when you touch the people 32 times, what does that look like? It looks like a handwritten note for every holiday that makes sense, right? I'm sorry, I needed to hang up the phone. A handwritten note a handwritten note for every holiday that makes sense. An email, right? A text, a phone call, meaning you can multiply some of these, right? Let's say you do 6 cards a year, right? Let's say that you do 1 phone call a month. That's 12. So that's 18. Yeah, I'm not great at math. Let's say that that's 18 touches and you need 32. Let's say that you're sending out text messages, and let's say you do 4 of those, right? So where are we at? 22. So now you need 10 more reasons. You need some phone calls in there. So let's say that you have 4 phone calls. So now you need 6 more things, right? So let's say from those six, thank you. So let's say from those 6 things, there's a sale in there, right? Or you called and asked for referrals. I'm trying to think of 6 more things that you could do because I know that there's more than that. So let me think about that for a second. Phone call, email, do you have a blog? Do you go live? Right? Can you send a video email? Can you send a video in Messenger? Hey, General Tisha Caldwell. Hey, Carlos. It can be video. It can be video messages. It can be a newsletter. It can be a postcard. It could be anything updating them about what's going on in your business that would be of interest to them. Does that make sense? So, like I have the YouTube channel here. I encourage you to create a YouTube channel. You could create a video and say, hey, just wanted to give you an update of what's going on in the market, right? So I'll reach out to my real estate clients and ask them if they want a review. Like, do you want to see what your home could potentially sell for, right? Or the home that sold down the street. So what do you have that you could provide as a market update? So you could do 4 market updates a year, right? So right there, you have everything. Right? You have 32 touches. It can be any number of those things. But what I'll share with you is a Facebook post is not marketing per se. It's passive marketing, but it's not active marketing, right? So if you have a business and you think of how am I going to grow a referral-based business, it's a huge, having a presence on social media is a huge part of that because people are going to see you as an expert. They're going to be like, oh, she knows what she's talking about. So if you're not going live, get over it yourself and go live, right? Who cares if you don't like your hair? Who cares if you don't like what you look like or what you sound like? I have the most Southern accent. I could care less, right? I can't change it. I'm from the South, right? I don't necessarily love my hairdo at the moment, but I don't care. I have something important I want to share with you that I know will make a difference in your business. I was fighting with the lighting for 30 minutes. So finally I said, forget it. I ain't got time to be fighting with this stuff. It's time to get on here and do this video, right? So get over it. Right? Go live. That's a part of building a referral based business, even though it's passive marketing. And I say that because you're not technically asking someone from something, but people are getting to know you, like you, and trust you. And that's who people do business with, those that they know, like, and trust. How do you build and grow a referral based business, right? You have to ask for referrals. You have to ask your friends and your family. So the person that I said I became the family realtor for, what happened was, again, I said I needed some business because business was slow. I had closed all my transactions. I didn't have any new transactions coming up. I didn't have any new sales. So my goal as a full-time entrepreneur is I will reach out to 30 people a day. If you're a full-time entrepreneurship and you're not reaching out to people, what are you doing? I'm not getting on you. I'm just asking, what are you doing, right? How are you getting business if you don't reach out, if you're not reaching out to a certain number of people? So I'm going to reach out to 30 people a day and I'm going to say, hey, just wanted to remind you, I'm in real estate. See if you have any needs. Do you have any questions? You personally, who do you go to when you have a real estate question? Let me be that person for you. Hey, Carlos Jones. Hey, Wayne. And so I reach out to 30 people a day. Why? Because I know that my lead and conversion rate, like we talked about the other day, I know that for every 30 people I reach out to, I'm going to get a transaction, right? So I already know my numbers, so I don't have to change my numbers. I know that on the back of this little piece of paper, I can make tick marks, 30 tick marks. I normally would pre-think who are the 30 people I'm going to reach out to. But if I don't, I just start looking through social media to say, who have I not spoken to in a while that I could reach out to that maybe knows someone, right? So I would do all that until I got to 30 ticks. And once I'm done with 30, I know that at some point, someone's going to remember, oh, Garlinda sells real estate, or Garlinda does this, or Garlinda does that. And they're going to refer a client. Someone's going to reach out and say, I got your number from so-and-so. So that's why we talked about the other day about tracking your business and knowing your numbers. But every single day, if you're a part-time entrepreneur or a part-time business owner, you should not be reaching out to any less than 10 people a day. You don't get off the hook because you have a full-time job. You're the one that said you want to start a business, right? So there's no off the hooks for you just because you're a part-time business owner, right? But I want you to think about, okay, when I reach out to these 30 people as a full-time entrepreneur and I reach out to these 10 people as a part-time entrepreneur, what am I going to say to them, right? So we'll talk about on another video, scripts and dialogues and creating what fits you, what fits your business, and we'll make it more interactive. You can tell me what your business is, and we can create kind of a script or a dialogue around that. Can I do that with everybody? No. But if you message me separately and say, hey, this is my business and I need help with that, we can hop on a call and I can help you put one together. Okay. Because why is that important? If I say the same thing to build a referral based business to everyone, it makes me less nervous, right? Because I do get nervous. It takes the fear out of it. It makes me already know what I'm going to say when I call. The only thing I don't get to control is if they know somebody or not, right? So the whole goal is just to get to the top of mind share. So after a year, you've dripped on these people and sent them something. You've connected with them 32 times. Don't overthink it, right? These don't need to be fancy cards. These don't need to be long phone calls. It's, hey, Benita, I was thinking about you. How you doing? Hey, Carlos, I was thinking about you. How you doing? Hey, Teresa, I was thinking about you. Amy, what's going on? How's life? Right? It doesn't, each time I'm reaching out, it's not me calling to ask for something, right? Because then that's just grimy. I'm genuinely calling to say, how are you doing? Right? I may mention, hey, by the way, I'm still selling real estate if you know somebody, right? But I'm not making every phone call about with them, what's in it for me. I'm making it about what's in it for them, right? So that's how, those are some key things you can use to build and grow a referral-based business so that year one, you're going to be grinding it out, right? I better hurry up if my phone hangs up on y'all. Year one, you're doing all the work, right? You're sending out the note cards, you're making all the calls, you're sending out all the texts, you're putting together a newsletter, you're going live, you're doing these videos, you're following up with every person that comments on the video. Yes, you got to stop overthinking because you are gorgeous, right? You are such a beauty and you're so smart. So people are waiting to hear from you. This is how I overcome overthinking. I hit the live button. The minute that I start overthinking whether or not I should go live and do a video or whether or not I just think it's good information or I'm confused about what I'm going to talk about because there's so much swirling around in my head, I hit the button. I trick me, right? Because you got to trick yourself as an overthinker. You got to trick yourself. Well, how do you trick yourself? Go into activity, right? So when you've done 32 touches that first year, the second year, you got to do it again. You got to touch the same people. You've added new people to your list because you've been asking for referrals, right? And we'll talk about on a different video, asking for referrals, and write myself a note, right? You've asked for referrals. You're still out here looking for your business, right? And so the second year, you're touching the same 32 touches to your same sphere of influence. The third year, you're touching your sphere 32 times, right? The fourth year, momentum kicks in. You may say, well, that's going to take a long time. Time's going to pass anyway. So you may as well let it pass doing what you need to be doing to grow your business, right? I have to. If you're in business, you just have to do it, right? So don't worry about the time. Just do the activity. I think somebody just said that. Benita, go into activity. Don't focus on the time. And the last little piece of advice before my phone hangs up on y'all over on Facebook is don't focus on the outcome, right? That is the best piece of advice that my first broker ever gave me. She no longer speaks to me because I stopped working for the company. But when I tell you, she taught me so much about real estate. I think so highly of her, right? I wish her nothing but the best and success. But she taught me not to focus on the outcome of a transaction. She said, Garlinda, don't count money before it's in your hand. Don't count that transaction as a done deal until you're sitting in the line at the bank. She said, because deals fall apart, people go away, things happen. No truer truth has ever been spoken. I've had clients go to jail, get divorced, die during the transaction, disappear during the transaction. So don't get attached to people's yes. Get attached to the activity. Okay. Attach yourself to the activity of what's going on because things change for people. They may say today they want the whole kit and caboodle of what you have to offer. And then you're looking for them on the wanted board at Walmart, right? Because something may have happened with their money and they got embarrassed to not want to reach back out to you, or something happened. Maybe they got offended, right? It doesn't always have to be something bad or something you did, right? But don't get attached to the outcome, because when you're not attached to the outcome, then you can focus on serving. And then when you focus on serving, it's all going to work out anyway. So what's the magic number? 32 touches to your sphere of influence and the people that you know for the next 1, 2, and 3 years. The fourth year and beyond, you're not going to be looking for customers. The fourth year, about 30 to 40% of your business is going to be referral based. The fifth year, probably 60% of your business is going to be referral based. Beyond that, 80 to 90% of your business is going to be referral based. Maybe not. I don't know that you'll get to 100%, maybe if you're consistent, right? But I know that anytime I think about getting a client for real estate, the phone rings. The minute I think about, Lord, I need to get out here and start marketing and quit playing around, the phone rings, right? Now, yes, God will do the same thing for you. I put the work in. I put all the touches in initially, and I did all the handwritten notes. I got all the hand cramps. I still do Christmas cards. I just did Christmas cards this year. So my phone prayerfully will continue ringing. I do videos all the time. I invite people into what I'm doing. The last piece of advice I'm gonna share with you to grow a referral based business is be fun. Oh my gosh, we got into business to make money and have a good time, right? But the minute that it becomes begrudging or almost like a job, it takes the energy out of it, right? And then we end up with low energy. And who wants to be around anybody with some old low, bad energy, right? I don't. I'm not. I don't want to be around anybody that's like an emotional vampire, right? Every time you see them coming, you're ducking and dodging in the grocery store, right? Reignite the fun and the passion around what you're doing. Start to have fun again. And how do you do that? Take the pressure off, right? Take the pressure off yourself and begin to have fun and a good time. But that's how you're going to grow. Those are just some of the ways you're going to begin to grow a referral based business. And those are the easiest ways to do it. I guarantee if you start with the handwritten notes, right? Somebody is going to want to do business with you. If you have a tangible product, I encourage you to be the person that they go to for their gifts, right? Be the person that people can shop with you for gifts for other people, right? What's coming up that's a gift giving season or a gift giving holiday? Go look at that non-traditional calendar that I talked to you about. But somebody has a birthday every single year, right? Babies are still being born every day, right? Somebody's getting married, having an anniversary, getting engaged. If you have a tangible business with makeup, skincare, cosmetics, jewelry, or clothes, you should be a go-to hair. You should be a go-to person for someone that's looking to give a gift, and the gift of your business or your service. That's year round, right? So I want you to just begin thinking outside the box about some ideas on how you can begin to get people to bless you with referrals. So Facebook just disconnected a second ago, but begin to think outside the box, right? And serve and be fun. So God bless you guys. I hope y'all have a fabulous week. God be willing, I'll be back again one day this week to share on the other topics that we didn't get to touch on today. And I pray that this blessed you in some way, because it always blesses me to be here with you guys. So God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.